friends, welcome to another weekly reading vlog. It's gonna be rainy weather all week as far as I know, so this is gonna be a very cozy indoor vlog. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm reading right now. I'm currently still reading If We Were Villains by ML Rio. This is a kind of dark academia book about a bunch of theater students, and we also follow another timeline in the future, 10 years in the future, where our main character just comes out of prison because he's supposedly being accused of the murder on one of these theater students. And then also, I think today or tomorrow I'm gonna start a new audiobook because I haven't listened to an audiobook in a while, and I'm gonna listen to 1984 by George Orwell because that book has been on my TBR since forever. My goal for this week is to use my free time to really focus on my hobbies. I just started by making my March planner in my bullet journal. I don't use it that much, but I like planning everything out and making the spreads. I always use this beautiful washi tape that I use for pretty much all of my monthly spreads. It makes it immediately pretty, and I always make little space for things that I love that month, which I fill in during the month, and I have a little small space for my TBR. This is not the books that I want to read like that week, but it's more like a list of ideas. You know, when I finish a book and I'm like, what should I read next? I kind of go to that list to kind of give me inspiration. And then I also made a little weekly planner to see what I have to do for the rest of the week. Another thing that I did today is how do you say that? I propagated 2 plants because some of my other plants died, which you may have seen in my last vlogs. They were always just kind of dead looking in the background. So I propagated some new plants so I can fill my now empty little plant pots. So that's what we're gonna do the rest of the week. It's a sunny day and I just finished filming my February wrap-up, which will be up when you're seeing this video already. I read a lot of books last month, and this is gonna sound weird, but I'm gonna try to maybe ease it down this month and spend a little more time with each book. Basically, I'm now, I think, about a third into If We Were Villains by ML Rio. I'm really enjoying it. There are like whole passages of them reciting Shakespeare and playing Shakespeare plays. I'm kind of lost in it because I don't know anything about Shakespeare. I'm not really knowledgeable on literature, so I kind of just let it wash over me. You know, in a way, I'm learning about Shakespeare by reading a book of people who really like Shakespeare. It's slowly getting darker and darker, and I'm really enjoying that descent into madness. I also just finished yesterday a new bookmark, this one, and my goal for this week is to make a third one because I have 2 now. I just like to have things in sets of 3. This one took me a really long time because I didn't really make the time to finish it, so I'm gonna set myself a goal to finish a third one within this week. Some of you did ask me if I sell these. Right now I don't, but if I have a third one, I might consider maybe ordering a few like in bulk and then selling them to those who want them. Updates later on that, I think. Look at the sky. Oh my god. It's gonna rain. I only have like 15 minutes left until I have to go, but instead of quickly grabbing my stuff, I am taking this time to film a little bit of this vlog because that's just who I am as a person. Tonight I'm going to a ballet show with my student association. We're going to see Giselle. Basically, as far as I know, it's like the first ever known ballet. I don't know, the last time I've been to a ballet show is like when I was 10 years old and I was dragged along with my parents, you know? I've always really wanted to go to a dance show, so I'm super excited that my student association is going there, and I have to leave in like 15 minutes, but I don't have an outfit yet because yesterday I realized that I need to dress up rather fancy for the ballet show, and I don't have any of my fancy clothes with me, so I'm just gonna very quickly try some things. So this is one option. This is the most color coordinated one, and I can wear these Lily shoes, but also I feel like this is an outfit that I could just wear day to day, so I'm not sure if this is fancy enough. This outfit is a little more fancy, but the thing is with these pants I have to wear kind of low-rise shoes and I don't have anything black, so I'll have to wear these greenish shoes with them, and I don't really have anything else that actually looks good with it. This one's definitely more fancy, but it also feels a little boring. The colors are like super dark, so you probably can't see it, but I got myself a little pair of green plaid pants, so I think I'll just go with this professor look. Good morning everyone. I know I said that I expected rain for the rest of the week, but it's actually beautiful weather right now. I'm just going to have my breakfast and have a little tea, and I always like to watch some YouTube while doing that. Alright, yesterday I went to Giselle. It was really beautiful. Like, I can't show any clips of it because obviously that's prohibited, but maybe I'll show some pictures. But it was beautiful, like especially the second act where there are ghosts. It was so beautiful because all the ballet dancers wore these like bride-like robes that made them look like ghosts. I'm like really motivated right now to maybe go and pick up some of my dance classes again at the university sports center, because I have a subscription. So I already paid for like a year subscription and I'm not going, so I really should be going. And I'm saying it here so I can hold myself accountable. So tonight I'm gonna try out a modern dance class. The little plants that I propagated have not sprouted yet, but I know from experience that it can take quite a while before that happens. Okay, I'm grabbing my stuff to go to my modern dance class. I don't want to go. I'm forcing myself because I told you in this vlog. I don't like going because the reason that I stopped last semester is because everyone else was way too good and I was the only like beginner in the class. It's always very embarrassing how unflexible I am, and also just the fact that I'm not really good at it because I'm a beginner. But sure, it's fine, it's a mixed class, it doesn't matter. You know, the teacher always says it's okay if you're a beginner, then just make it easier on yourself. But still, everyone's looking at you and I don't like that. I guess I'm just gonna go and then I'll tell you how I liked it. My legs hurt. But this class had significantly more beginner people as well. You know, last semester the class I took was all just people who were clearly very experienced plus me, but this class had a wide variety of people. There were way more beginners just like I am, and that made it really great, so I might go again next week. Oh, I'm not fit. Making my third bookmark that I wanted to finish this week, and I really thought that I wouldn't be able to finish it, and I only started it today on Thursday. I thought I really have to spend so much time on it now to get it finished, but I actually finished it really quickly. It only took me 3 hours, so that kind of shows me that these things really don't take as long as I think that they do. It's just I have to dedicate a good amount of time to them at once instead of taking like 10 minutes every day, you know? So for the third one, I had this idea in my mind of making a spiraling stack of books with some fairies kind of flying around them, doing some magical things. And I think it worked out quite well. I really like drawing books and making them look like the old kind of classic books. So this is the end result. I'm pretty happy with it. It's different from the other ones because there's not a human being on it, but I think it looks very magical. So I'm really happy that I now have 3 little bookmarks. I'm really happy because simply just for the fact that I finished something, you know, that I dedicated my time to drawing, which is something that I really like. So I'm happy with that. Now, let's do a reading update, because I haven't been really doing one of those. I never thought that I would say this, but 1984 just has too much sexy. Okay, well, a little bit of context. So, you know, 1984, so far it's just very clearly what you would expect from it. Dictatorship, dystopian government that's just really, really bad and really, really evil. I'm very inclined to think, you know, if this was published today, I would probably find this like a very generic dystopian story, but I constantly have to remind myself that no, that's not the case. This is like the OG dystopian, so obviously it's gonna feel generic, but it's actually the most original one out of all of them because it was the first one. But yeah, I am quite enjoying it. But what I was trying to say is there's like a love interest in this book. Our main character Winston falls in love with this very beautiful, young, rebellious girl. You know, they meet each other and they're like attracted to each other. Dare I say, kind of insta-lovey. But the way this book is written is so like emotionless, so all of the like romantic scenes are absolutely, oh, I really can't read them, especially because I'm listening to it on audiobook, and to have someone read that to me, sentences like, oh, and then she was in his arms and he kissed her big red mouth. I understand that she like symbolizes that rebelliousness, that anti-governmental feeling that Winston has been having but that he didn't want to admit to himself. I understand that. I understand that it all makes sense, but I don't really like it. I don't like Julia at all. But apart from that, I am really enjoying this book. But I'm still like super far behind with If We Were Villains. This is gonna sound weird, but I'm gonna try to maybe ease it down this month and spend a little more time with each book.
I'm still like super far behind.
I'm still only on page 150 out of the 450, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish it this week. I also don't think I'm gonna be able to finish 1984 this week because I still have quite a lot of hours left, so we'll see how long this vlog is gonna take to finish. Sometimes there are days where I only read a few pages, or even nothing at all, and that's okay. Sometimes I feel pressure to read more, and when I'm not reading as much, call it a reading slump. But the truth is, even when I'm not reading every day, I still love it. I'm still an avid reader, and I don't feel slumpy. So I always try to remind myself of the fact that your love for reading is not tied to how much you read, it's how much you enjoy it. I'm not really making progress with If We Were Villains. I'm at page 300 out of 450 right now, and I kind of feel like everything that has happened so far could have also happened in half the page time. So, I finally finished If We Were Villains yesterday evening. I read like over 100 pages in one go. The ending definitely just completely ruined me. It really like hit me there. It was I was a ruined human being. I do still think that the entire story could have been told in 100 pages less, but I did have a really good time. The weird thing is I have this idea that this kind of feeling of guilt or shame that this book took me way too long, that I was reading very slowly, even though I finished it within 1.5 weeks, which is pretty normal reading pace for me. But because I've been reading so fast in January and February, I noticed that I'm already feeling guilty the moment that I start reading a little less fast and take a little more than a week to finish a book, even though that's completely normal. I really need to listen a little more to what I said at the beginning of this vlog, that I want to slow down with reading and that it's good to spend a little more time with each book and not feel guilty about not reading very fast, because there's really no use for that. I don't know who needs to hear this right now, but if you're not reading like 2 books a week, that's completely fine. Like, there's absolutely no rush in reading. It's not a contest, it's not a race, it's just something you're doing for yourself. And with that, I want to finish this reading vlog. I really hope you enjoyed this one. It was a little less thrilling than the other two. I feel like it was a little more slow, not much reading happened. So I would really love to know what you love in vlogs, what kind of content makes you happy. I want to know that. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon in another one. Goodbye.